resulting in notable budget adjustments between 2025 and 2026. The major surveys were conducted in fiscal year 2025, with fiscal year 2026 focusing on post-survey activities, leading to reduced survey expenses. However, funding increased for 2026 surveys like the Annual Poverty Indicator Survey and Census of Philippine Business and Industry. Budget hikes also support the preparation for the 2027 rollout of the community-based monitoring system and continued implementation of the Philippine Identification System. Other contributing factors include office construction cost and a 279 million increase in PS due to the salary standardization law. In the case of CPD, the increase in its 2026 budget is attributable to the funding requirements of the following. One, the increase in PS allocation. Two, the conduct of the estimation of daytime population in highly urbanized areas, a phase of that initiative, particularly in the application of method or data gathering. And three, procurement of various ICT-related equipments and energy-efficient air conditioning units, as well as the agency's repleting program. In the case of PIDS, Mr. Chair, the overall increase in this subsidy is primarily attributed to the 50 million budget approved under 3.2 for the year 1 construction of the new building. I would like to stress, Mr. Chair, that in the case of PIDS, I'm sure you are familiar with their work, but they have been asking for a permanent home for the last 10 years. And we really hope that you can give them this opportunity to have their own permanent office. In addition, there's a slight increase in various MOE index items, as well as in the funding requirements for 34 committed research studies scheduled for the implementation in the coming year. In the case of the PPP Center, the increase in its fiscal year 26 budget is attributable to the funding requirements for priority activities in support of the implementation of the PPP code and the approval of 52 new plantilla positions. In addition, the approval of foreign assisted projects financed through the ADB loan has further contributed to the overall budget increase. In the case of the Tariff Commission, the increase in its budget of 3%, very modest, from 130.3 million in 2025 to 133.8 million in 2026, is mainly attributable to the increase in PS allocation and contract-based expenses for rent, security personnel, as well as increase in ICT-related expenses. For the PNSBSCA, our volunteer agency, the increase primarily reflects adjustment for index expenses and a supplemental allocation of 2.15 million. The Development Academy of the Philippines budget, proposed budget, as you can see there, Mr. Chair, also increased quite a bit. Primarily reflecting an increase of 486 million over the 2025 budget. This increase is mainly due to the inclusion of locally funded projects amounting to 425.77 million pesos for the construction of a new training building in Tagaytay City, strategic long-term investment in institutional infrastructure, Additional allocations were also provided to support two high-impact initiatives, the National Capacity Building on Artificial Intelligence, which aims to strengthen AI, data science, and analytics competencies across the public sector, and the Government Quality Management Program, which focus on advancing institutional quality assurance through QMS classifications, system integration, and nationwide advocacy for service excellence. Overall, the expanded budget demonstrates the government's strong commitment to institutional development, enhanced public sector productivity, and sustained capacity building in support of national innovation and governance goals. And then ito mga pahilit, Mr. Chair. Hindi ko pala. Let me now turn to the features and figures of our proposed budget, Mr. Chair.
Secretary, but before you continue, I was just informed by my staff that RA 10625, this is an act reorganizing the Philippine statistical system, repealing for the purpose Executive Order number 121, entitled Reorganizing and Strengthening the Philippine Statistical System and for Other Purposes. Here, it says in Section 18, the PSRTI shall have a governing board that shall formulate policies for its management and operations. The PSA board chairperson shall be the chairperson of the PSRTI governing board. So in other words, secretary or the chairman of the PSRTI. So having read this provision, and the highest official of PSRTI is here, then we will consider the budget of PSRTI in this hearing, so that we will also cut time so that they will not come back anymore and present their budget. The highest official is here present, so therefore we will include the consideration of PSRTI's budget in this proceedings.
Thank you very much, Chair, and that's much appreciated. So if you allow, Mr. Chair, we can just provide some of the salient features of this budget. As you can see on the slide, our proposal includes major programs and projects, such as the national ID and major surveys of the PSA, the expansion of our agency's workspace through the DEPDev annex and parking building, as well as the implementation of various agency activities and initiatives that align with DEPDev's families advisory and coordination roles, as well as strategic priorities. These are the priorities, salient features of the budget by agency, Mr. Chair. Okay, so lastly, Mr. Chair, we include in our presentation our additional budget request. But also being a member of the economic team responsible for the overall national government budget, we recognize the importance of funding high-impact development priorities in the sectors of education, health, social protection, food security, and infrastructure, in line with the President's directives. our resources must indeed be channeled toward these urgent demands. Hence, we provide this list of requests for the consideration of our legislators. These funding priorities are intended to further support institutional strengthening or to fund strategic initiatives aligned with the respective mandates of the DEPDev and its attached agencies. We will be pleased to provide you more information on the proposed items shown on the following slides. Can we flash the? Can you go back to the two previous slide? Not too fast, please, so our Senador chair could see it. The PIDS is that the amount there, Mr. Chair, is what I stated earlier, that they need at least 300 million pesos for the first year implementation of multi-year building for PIDS, and what was allocated to them for fiscal year 2026 is only 50 million, and that 250 is needed for the to complete the 300 million requirement. Can we flash the next slide? Yes. Some of this, Mr. Chair, especially those pertaining to CPD, PSRTI, and the PID, and the DAP,
Ayan, Sir Secretary. Are the individual agencies going to present their budget o dito na lahat na?
integrated all the budget
Okay.
as a family.
Okay, sorry.
But you can ask them directly.
Okay, sige. We'll do that, Secretary. So thank you very much for presenting the agency's budget. I'll start off with a current issue at hand right now. Itong issue ng flood control, and madalas ho kasi sabihin that the original sin of this flood control are the insertions/amendments, no? I think itong dalawa should be taken as one, because amendments are insertions and insertions are amendments, no? And in the course of budget deliberations such as this one, makikita natin may mga wish list yung mga departments, secretary, on what they want to increase in their budget. And this is normal for in all the budget hearings. Siguro mabibilang ko lang sa isang kamay yung nagsabi na hindi nila kailangan dagdag budget, no? Halos lahat, I would say 99% ng agencies would require increase in their budget, no? Because of many reasons. They want to accomplish many things in 2026. Some of them affects their mandate. Some of them want to respond to the situation, no? For example, climate change, or in this case, meron rise in teenage pregnancies, yung Commission on Population and Development, CPD, which I totally support. Tumataas yung ating teenage pregnancy, especially the young ones, no? The younger, they're going younger and younger. So we need to track that and address that. So may mga ganyan, kaya may mga requests. So that's why we make amendments, no? Of course, some of these requests will end up as amendments/insertions, no? Kasi itong dalawa para sa akin pareho lang eh. Now, having said that, at the same time,